Thank you. Now, Utah is growing so much because it's a great place to live, which means our kids want to stay here and others want to join us. So this morning, I'm going to talk with you about how, even in the face of this nation-leading growth, each of our communities and your cities can help ensure great quality of life continues by creating vibrant, mixed-use centers in your communities. And we do have great quality of life in Utah. We have a strong and diverse economy. Hold on, let me back up. We have friendly communities and a strong and diverse economy. And we have just unparalleled access to nature in our state. But Utah's geography, our wide open spaces and natural beauty, that's one of the best things about our state. But the vast majority of our population is clustered in narrow areas. In fact, we're actually the 8th most urban state in the nation. And population growth is our constant companion in Utah. We have over 3 million people today, and that's projected to grow to over 5 million in 2050. So more than 2 million more Utahns. This is a combination of people moving to Utah, and it's our own kids and grandkids. Do you know that Utah has the highest birth rate in the nation and the largest average family size in the nation? So we all think about the impacts of that growth on how we get around, on the ability to afford housing and water consumption, air quality emissions, the economy, and our overall quality of life. So the question is, how do we handle this growth in a way that preserves and even enhances our quality of life? And I'm happy to say and share with you that the good news is that in the face of this growth and our challenges, Utahns have always looked ahead, made a plan, and worked together to create the future that we want to have. This has been called our secret sauce of collaboration and caring for our community. For this area of the state, this collaboration and planning is reflected in the Wasatch Choice Vision, a regional vision for growth and development over the next 30 years. And in other areas of the state, you have or you can create the vision and plans for your future. This Wasatch Choice Vision reflects the work of so many partners in the cities and counties, UDOT and UTA, Envision Utah, the private sector, and communities around the Wasatch Front. So if you look at the screens, I'm going to show you the components of the Wasatch Choice Vision, looking out to the future. This vision map shows the entire region, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to zoom in to Salt Lake County, and then I'm going to remove all of these layers so that we can look at them one at a time. Our road, our highway, and our road systems are vital, and they're planned to expand physically and also in terms of their operational capacity. Our transit system will provide transportation choices that can take pressure off of key road corridors. Our active transportation system will provide options to bike and to walk or to push a stroller. Like the governor said yesterday, we want Utah to be the most outdoor-friendly state in the nation. And for land use, our region's existing and planned city centers and other specialized uses like key industrial areas. This is a tricky button to push. Either that or I'm very, very strong, I'm not sure. Okay, and we also have our beautiful mountains, our parks and trails woven into the fabric of our communities. And this approach depends on our coordinating across the local, regional, and state levels to coordinate all of these elements together for Utah's bright and growing future. Now, the Wasatch Choice Vision is actually based on 4 key strategies that are applicable to all communities across our state. The first is to provide transportation choices. We can't just build our way out of congestion. We need to provide viable choices for people to drive, take public transit, to bike, or to walk. The second is to support housing options of all types and in locations that we can both afford and work best for our lives. Now, only 30% of Utah households are families with children at home, but nearly 70% of housing is single-family detached homes. We need to respond to market demand, and provide more options. The third strategy is to preserve open space, sufficient and accessible space, which is key to our quality of life and our competitive advantage. I'm talking about the mountains that we love so much, as well as our parks and trails, and also critical farmland. The fourth element is linking economic development with transportation and housing, right? The connection of these items. But the way that we carry this out is by thinking about where these elements can come together. And that can be in centers in our communities, where housing, transportation, and economic opportunity are all coordinated together. So, what is a center? What do we mean by that? Well, it's a few key characteristics. A mix of homes and jobs and civic spaces and shopping. A walkable design that encourages people to explore and to interact. And transportation connections to and within centers by roads and transit and trails. And if we do have centers in our communities, they provide great benefits, right? Centers are gathering places that help create community identity. They have transportation choices, and that reduces traffic and improves air quality. Housing choices in centers helps to expand housing options and increase affordability. And they also, centers absorb growth and save open land. Now, centers are not a new or a novel idea. Actually, they are, some of you will recognize, if I can put it on the screen for you, some of you will recognize this, the Plat of Zion, developed by Joseph Smith in 1833. Now, this plat envisioned people living and congregating in the center of the community. And this design shaped most early Utah cities. So here's Salt Lake City, downtown Salt Lake City, Main Street in 1909. Here's Main Street of Cedar City in the 1930s. And here is Ogden, downtown in 1910. These centers of the past, present, and future can be designed in a variety of ways and sizes, fitting into communities large and small, new and old, ranging from regionally significant metropolitan centers to smaller city and neighborhood centers, whatever fits best in your community. Now, join me, if you will, for a tour of the region for just a few current and planned centers through the lens of the Wasatch Choice Vision. We'll start now here in Salt Lake County, and we'll fly up to Weber County. We will fly, get the plane going up to Weber County. Anybody? There we go. We're going to go up to Weber County, and we're going to visit downtown Ogden. Now, Ogden is an anchor to the economy. It's the commercial, academic, dining, and entertainment hub for northern Utah. And Ogden is continuing to invest in its downtown as a special and unique place. It bustles with activity year-round. And the economic health of the region is really dependent on the success of this center in Ogden. Now, let's travel a little bit south from Ogden, and we'll go down to Davis County. Let's spotlight the work that's being planned around Clearfield's Frontrunner Station. This is a community center that's taking shape with transportation choices in mind by developing new homes and jobs within an easy walk of the Frontrunner Station, so residents can access opportunities around the region without driving. Workers will be able to get to Clearfield without getting on I-15. This is good for traffic and for air quality. And Clearfield is planning these great community spaces in the heart of this new development. Let's continue our tour south now into Salt Lake County, and let's visit the city of Mill Creek. Mill Creek's an established city that through infill and redevelopment is bringing a thriving mixed-use center to life at the heart of the community. And right in the center of the development is the Mill Creek Commons, which is the first element the city created to give its residents a gathering place. It's already thriving with activity, as you can see. I took this picture just a few weeks ago. And right after this, there's a mobile tour to Mill Creek Common later this morning, but you'll have to check with Mayor Silvestrini to see if skates are included in that tour. And now for the last stop on our regional tour, we're going to fly south. Okay, Vineyard is developing another planned city center with visionary design, taking shape right next to the Front Runner station again. And right now, most of the homes in Vineyard are single family, and they're detached with a yard. But this center is going to accommodate a mix of housing choices for people at different stages of life. Older couples who might not want the hassle of having to mow their lawn or shovel snow, but still want to be near their grandkids, or younger families that don't really want to or don't need so much space yet, but want access to good restaurants, entertainment, and transportation. So you see that there's so many examples of communities that are doing great things all over our region. And these centers provide amazing benefits to our region. So the question for you now today is, where are your centers? Where in your own communities can you have centers now and in the future? What are those special gathering places that give your residents pride and fun and a sense of community identity? And what can you do to create new centers or enhance the ones that already exist? Can you draw on your community's past and its history, and that makes it unique? There's no one size fits all. Each community is different all over the state, but we all have the opportunity and even have the necessity to do this so that we can preserve and even enhance our great quality of life for generations to come. I'll just conclude by noting that there's resources available statewide to help you plan and design and then implement those plans. WFRC and MAG in the urban area here, and the other AOGs around the state, the League and Envision Utah, UDOT, UTA, and GOPB. So many resources are available, and you can find them at wasatchchoice.com. And last, today, there are numerous sessions that can continue to inspire and provide you with the know-how, the resources, and the networks to make this happen. So let me just end by where I started, by encouraging you and by thanking you for your collaboration, your dedication, and service to our communities. Thank you very much.